So we need to give a huge shout out to Gator Green on Twitter for the information I'm going to share with you guys in this video. If you're holding Energy Web, you need to get excited. Netflix, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's actually happening, and it's courtesy of relationships like Rocky Mountain Institute and the Sustainable Aviation Buyers Alliance. Energy Web holders know what we're talking about, but if you're new, I'm going to break it all down to you. Let's jump right into this. Again, Gator Green is an excellent content writer when it comes to Energy Web related content. He really helps me understand the adoption that's going on in this sector. A lot of people like to, everybody feels a certain way about the climate, but when we're focusing on our investments, we block all of that out. So let's jump right into this, fellas. Source of this information is coming from Netflix's most recent ESG report. If you don't know what ESG is, simply, it's environmental social governance. It's a huge talking point amongst corporations right now. Simply, all the biggest corporations of the world are looking for ways to reduce their carbon footprint. Netflix is a company that I am recently learning actually produces a lot of carbon. And when you think about the processes that go into film production, you're talking about power generators here. You're talking about lighting equipment, cameras, all of that stuff requires a direct energy source, a continuous energy source at that, as well as transportation to different locations, so forth and so on. So you kind of get an idea of Netflix's approach to addressing their environmental impact. I get it. Makes sense, right? But here's the juicy part. This is what you clicked on the video for. So as alluded to in the thread, Gator Green points out first Netflix's relationship with Power Trust. Power Trust is a company that allows other companies to find the right investments when it comes to the renewable energy sector. What happened between Netflix and Power Trust, they end up using the South Pole platform. South Pole creates these digital renewable energy certificates, and they do it using the Energy Web stack. So right here, you have an instance where Netflix went to a company who brought them closer to Energy Web technology. But hold on just a second. It's going to get a lot deeper. Now, this here kind of just brings back up the point we were talking about a second ago, but I want you to focus on the top right paragraph up here-ish. It says, similarly, we have secured over 100,000 gallons of sustainable aviation fuel, a jet A fuel replacement blended fuel with lower emissions. Now, where have we seen this before? Let's go back in time, fellas, to November of 2022. Rocky Mountain Institute partners with Energy Web to build sustainable aviation fuel certificate registry as part of the ongoing decarbonization work with the Sustainable Aviation Buyers Alliance. I remember reporting on this story. Didn't get a lot of traction. Even to this day, not a lot of people have watched that video. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, shows that this was a very important development, because when you take a look at who are the members of this alliance, and I completely overlooked this until, again, my man's Gator Green brought it up in the tweet. Let's take a look at the founding companies. Bank of America, BCG, Boeing, Deloitte, pretty interesting, right? Meta, they just dropped threads. They're doing pretty cool. JP Morgan, FedNow, all of that. What's this little red one, though, in the middle? Netflix, ladies and gentlemen, with technology support from Energy Web. So that, again, he said this was not speculation. And when I really dived into this, ladies and gentlemen, I feel the same way. Now, this wasn't mentioned in the tweet, but this is something that I pulled out when I started to, do the digging on this. Vehicle electrification. Now, if you hold Energy Web and you've done a little bit of digging, EV is another market that Energy Web specializes in, and Netflix is looking to incorporate electric vehicles as part of their operations. So if they're already going to Energy Web for sustainable aviation fuel, why wouldn't they go to some of Energy Web's partners when it comes to electric vehicle stations, i.e. Volkswagen, i.e. Vodafone? You know what I mean? It gets even deeper, though, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you this right here. This confirms their relationship with the Sustainable Aviation Buyers Alliance under industry collaborations. Number 3, Making a film or series requires air travel. To accelerate progress towards lowering the greenhouse gas emissions associated with burning jet fuel, Netflix co-founded the Sustainable Aviation Buyers Alliance. SABA sends market signals to producers of sustainable aviation fuel to grow supply, facilitates coordinated procurement, and ensures the environmental integrity of their claims. I don't know how close we can get it. Thank you very much, Mr. Gator Green, because I did not see this. I did not see this coming. This makes a lot of sense. And when you look at it from a broader perspective, when you zoom out a little bit, Netflix is not the only company traveling the world producing content. This opens the door for other streaming services to, at some point, or not just streaming services, production companies to make use of the same type of application. This is big. Now, I want to go all the way down to the bottom here because he gives us one more point that is very massive. All right. Down at the bottom here, Netflix is reportedly emitting 6 billion tons of CO2. And this means that they definitely have a market to serve. They definitely have a problem to address that Energy Web can solve. All right. And then this tweet was added here, courtesy of our brother Orwell's Based. Not going to try to butcher the rest of that. I'm sorry. But he highlights something very important as well. Energy Web partners. Take a look at this list here. Vanguard, we've seen. BlackRock, we know all too well. State Street, it's a little, some connections there. But JP Morgan Chase, where did we see that? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute. I think I seen another name there. Oh no, I thought I saw Deloitte there. But no, it's pretty clear now. It's pretty clear, in my opinion, that yes, Netflix, through its relationship with other companies, is definitely using Energy Web technology. Now, of course, everybody's going to be all like, well, it's not reflected in the price and they keep dumping the token. Well, listen, on this channel, we have a long-term perspective. All right. We have a long-term perspective. That would also explain why I've gone back to doing these styles of videos, guys. I'm thinking about output here, trying to pass the competition, but that's not related. That's all I got for this one. If you found value, of course, you know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss the next one. Also, check out our video from yesterday. If you're a holder of XDC, you're going to be interested in the most recent developments when it comes to trade finance. If you want more Energy Web content, I'll have that video pop up for you right here. With all that being said, you know what I want you to do? Have a great day, have a prosperous day, and most importantly, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'm Wade Teamer, and I'll see you in the next one.